I'm going to show you a great little fish recipe. Now, this technique, which we'll look at today, can be used in many, many different ways for many, many different flavours and many, many different techniques. I'm going to show you how to do it in the oven now, and then we'll show you how to do it in the fry pan later. Firstly, the thing you need to do is get 2 pieces of baking paper and 2 pieces of foil. Now, having foil and baking paper is really, really important. The baking paper will mean that not everything is going to stick together, and the foil allows you to seal things up because it's pliable. So take 1 piece of foil and line that 1 piece of foil with 1 piece of baking paper. Get a piece of salmon or ocean trout, as I'm using, seeing as though we are going to be trying to catch trout later today. I'm going to make 1 piece, but you can make as many as you like. So take 1 piece of your ocean trout, pop it in the middle of your baking paper, and then I'm going to build flavours on top of that. I've got my oven ready, it's set at 185, heating up. I need some smoked paprika, spoon that on top. About probably between 1/2 and 1 teaspoon, a good pinch of salt, some chilli flakes, a pinch of chilli flakes, depending on how much you like chilli, of course. Some olives. Now you can chop these in half, which is actually what I'm going to do. You can get stuffed olives if you want to. You can get olives that are stuffed with sun-dried tomatoes or pimento. That would be really nice. It's about 1/4 cup of green olives. You could use black as well. Like I said, if you can get hold of the stuffed sun-dried tomato olives, they I think would be best for this recipe. Okay. Some lemon juice. I'm going to use the juice of this whole lemon because I need a lot of moisture in here to try and create a steam component to the dish, or a steam bag basically is what we're trying to create. So you need lots of moisture, and a lot of that moisture is going to come out of the fish, but we need to help it along with a nice amount of lemon. So the juice of 1 lemon, and then I've got a mixture of coriander and parsley. I'm going to put 1/2 of it in now and leave the other 1/2 to be fresh to go on top. 1/2 of that in. So the technique we're going to use today is the oven. So you want to seal this up, put your other piece of baking paper on top, seal up the edges, like so. I've got a small oven tray, and all we're trying to do is create heat. Enough heat. You need to be over 100 degrees, enough heat that we're going to create steam inside the bag. Pop that over my oven tray and into the oven. Now you can do this with a whole side of ocean trout if you wanted to. You could do it with 1/2 a side of an ocean trout, a barrel, the belly, 3 pieces, 4 pieces. It's completely up to you. Remembering that if you're going to do it with a big piece, it's going to take a little bit longer. A small portion this size, and if you're going to put a second portion in, make sure they're apart so they're not touching, because it's going to take longer for that heat to get into the middle of the fish. A small portion this size in the oven is going to take about 12 minutes. So we'll come back and check on that in about 10 to 12 minutes time. That's been about 8 to 10 minutes, so we'll check now and see how we're going. You'll find out, we'll look later, that when you cook it in the pan, it's going to go a lot faster because you've got that severe heat coming from the bottom than we do when we cook it in the oven. So I'll just check this and make sure it's cooked. Yep, that's done. All right. You can see that steam that escapes. That's the steam that's been cooking our fish. It's a nice, gentle way of cooking. All right, so my fresh herbs on top. A little bit of oil. Another pinch of salt. And that's our Spanish, so it's a Spanish version, I guess, of a parcel cooked in the oven.